My name is William Greens. I used to live in a small town near Newcastle. Well, most of my family members moved to Sodor, but I didn't really want to move out and stay here for a few months, and decided to move out because I missed them a bit. It was late night, and I picked up my stuff after I'd done my job and boarded a bus. It was a small blue bus named Algie. It was very friendly. "Are you sure you'll be safe in this foggy night?" said his driver. "Don't worry, I'll be fine. Let's just hope there's a midnight express trip so I can get home to my families," I said. That was probably the dumbest decision I made. "Alright, mate. Take care," said his driver, and suddenly I leave the station. I walked up to the platform and saw a station master. He looked very old. "What on earth are you doing here in the middle of the night?" he said. "Oh, I was boarding a train to Barrow, sir," said myself in a nervous tone. "Alright, if you say so. There's a train in from here to Barrow, but in case you get it on the wrong train, well, take this paper with you," he said in a serious tone. I didn't know why he handed over this paper, but it took it away anyway. I paid him for a ticket, and I wait for the train to arrive. As Sultan Q1 arrives, it doesn't have a face, just a smoke box stool. How strange, but it feels like the engine is wanted me to go in. And plus, the other train that will arrive will take hours for it to arrive. So I took the train anyway and hope that the journey will go smoothly. Few hours had passed by and I getting a bit bored and a bit curious why that station master handed over me a paper, which is not really common for a station master except like giving a ticket or something like that. That is pretty strange. Too strange. Then I looked up the paper and it was a sort of rules type. Okay, the rule reads: if you're reading this, that means that your curiosity has led you into danger. This is not a prank, and please follow the rules in order to survive. I don't know what that means, but I read the rule anyway. Rule number 1: do not get out of your seat at any cost. Rule number 2: do not make any interactions with the other passengers even though they encourage you to do so. Number 3: do not make any interactions with the other passengers even though they encourage you to do so. Number 4: please remember these engines are assigned to do the night shift. If you see an engine that is not assigned to the night shift, close all windows and curtains immediately. Only these engines were assigned. And if non-curtains or window were found, lay on the ground and don't look. The engines were assigned at the night is Daniel, number 87546, and Andrew, number 56879. There been also a next page when I was almost gonna close that paper. It also reads: rule number 5: when the train stops at Barrow, that is your final destination. Please step out of the train as fast as you can and don't leave your stop behind, or on the train, that I mean. And please enjoy your train. I mean, this train. You don't want to get on this train again. What a strange rule, I said, as I rolled my eyes. I didn't really believe that much, but as soon as the story goes, I'm starting to believe it. The few hours have passed, the train finally stops at a random station. I don't recall. I don't recall the name of the station, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. The people there look very pale. The strangest part is all of the people there dressing up in old-fashioned clothes, like I think from the 1940s. I recall seeing a soldier too. I think it's a British uniform in the 1940s also. Well, all the people got in the train. I feel like I feel a bit shaken up. I don't know what to explain or how that happened, but let's just go on with the story. The train leaves the station and blows its whistle, and finally approaching. When I was sitting there in my seat, I hear knocking, Yeah, and I heard a cold voice. "Hey, young one," said a cold voice. "Can I sit next to you?" I was shocked and accidentally looked at the man. He looked like he hadn't slept a wink. His face was pale white. His eyes was fully white. I was shaken off and tried to ignore him as best as I could. Then the man tapped the door 3 times. Tap, tap, tap. "Please let me in. I know you hear me. I know you scare me." Then I was shaken off. I didn't know what to do. Then finally, I heard a step, and I looked back. The man was gone. "What in the bloody blazes is that?" I said. Well, now I'm starting to think that these rules were real. All too real. Yeah, I begin to calm down a bit lately, and almost calm down. I look at the clock, and it's still midnight. "When was this train gonna reach Barrow?" I complain. "It'd probably be soon." But I think the natural things heard me. When I heard a whistle, the engine whoosh, whoosh passed by. I was surprised and stunned to the ground, and the the noises. It's gone. I get myself up and then get back to the seat as fast as I could. And well, a few hours had passed by, and I did hear a tap again. It was just a tap. No one else was there. I know what I have to do. I gotta ignore that noise. I sit silent for a few minutes, and the tap was gone. And finally, here's the almost last part of the story. The train arrived at the tunnel. It was a narrow tunnel. I haven't seen that tunnel. Okay, what I mean is that tunnel I haven't seen before. Even though I used to work at the railway near Newcastle, and something pretty strange happens. When the engine got out of the tunnel, I thought it was an exit of the tunnel, but I was wrong. As I see everything, it was just darkness and one piece of track. It was nothing at all. Then finally, the engine stops. I don't know why, I don't know when. And then the people got out of the coach. Some of them just walked lifelessly to the void. They just walked lifelessly like they're zombies or some sort. Also, that one man that was tapping. It was the same man that asked me that if he could go in. He just standing there and wave as the train almost leaves the station now. And then he turned back, tipped his hat, and got away. And then, when the train finally leaves at Barrow, I stop all my stuff, even a single penny, and then I was preparing to leave the train. As I got out of the train, the engine whistles one last time and disappeared to the horizon. Now I live with my family at Wellsworth now. Well, I'm not gonna tell exactly where I live, but I kinda see peace. I'm still wondering, what is that void? Is the engine one to still being useful? What happened to the engine? Well, I guess we don't know. Not yet.